Okay, chat is working, chat is enabled, everything is enabled. I guess the stream has actually been set up properly for once. Congratulations team, we are amazing as per usual. So hello everyone, I am Sam, you know me, I am the host for today's Raid League, and with me are some awesome peeps. Your two favorite VTubers, Isa and XVII, if they will please very swiftly introduce themselves, and once that is done, we will be moving onwards with everything we need to do.
Yo, I'm XVII. If you don't know me, I stream video games. I wasn't expecting to be an analyst today, but I got called in last minute, so we are kind of raw. But I'm excited for it.
And I'm Isa. I'm the one that made him show up raw and come in last minute.
Yeah, Isa was scared to hang out with just Sam.
I mean, I know, I kind of gave off that impression. It's the French accent, the Black Lion Trading Company T-shirt. You know, I guess I'm too much of a fan of Guild Wars 2, and that kind of intimidates my fellow tubers.
Why do you think I've only been in one guild for a year? I get scared when Daxon's not around to take care of me.
Aww, that's cute. Alright, but without further ado, today we have two amazing bosses to talk about, Gorseval the Multifarious and Samarog. The common point of both of these is that they're pretty big beasts, you know, they're pretty massive, pretty dangerous, we appreciate that. But, on top of that, they're known to be relatively hard encounters, or at least they were back when they released. And Samarog CM is known as one of the CM where people actually failed the most alongside Dooms. So with this said, it's time to get going, watch them POVs, talk about the teams, and let's go with Gorseval first.
Well, these days, these bosses are seen as very easy to like take training raids to, right?
Yeah.
And the beauty of these bosses is also that they don't have any super unique mechanics that require specific roles, so people have flexibility in comps, as long as you have CC and damage, because both of these bosses have 4.5k break bars.
Well, and a lot of times the CC on Gorseval doesn't even matter.
If you can push times, yeah. Push DPS and survive the retaliation.
Yeah, I mean, what we should first talk about, in my opinion, is the fact that the, well, supposedly slowest kill is only 2 minutes and 33 seconds. That's already truly impressive. Gorseval is one of these encounters where, despite there being some sort of a role play, as he has long animations leading up to his very specific attacks and the mechanics where you need to kill the ghosts in order to break his shield, despite all of that, it is an encounter where the faster you are with your damage, the better your kill time is gonna be, because you can speed up any of these phases. There is no true genuine roleplay, as in you need to wait like a solid 30 seconds for a conversation or a mechanic to happen.
Damn shame we're not going to see any updrafts, but yeah, 230 is
shame we won't see an updraft, oh god. Don't say that! Updrafts are not good!
I missed the progression days when you had to take updrafts to kill this boss at the very beginning, and I'm kind of sad because I actually have no idea what it feels like to do an updraft Gorseval.
I mean, I remember how it used to be to do an updraft Gorseval, because as a matter of fact, I did that boss back on release, and it was the HT release, right? We didn't know the elite specializations too well, we didn't know the new stats too well, and we had literally no idea how to properly tackle the encounters. Of course, we had some previous experience on Veil Guardian, because the beta raid testing allowed us to get a little bit of an experience at Veil Guardian, but Gorseval was new grounds. DNT, having, let's say, a little bit of an edge on everyone else, managed to kill it very swiftly, and with new impressive tactics, but for everybody else, we had no idea what to do, and it was like, alright lads, we don't even have damage, let's just take that updraft. We had issues clearing what you're seeing on the screen right now, all of these orbs with ever-expanding AoEs that actually leave a very annoying debuff on you. I think that's actually, that's even worse than, what's the name of that? It's not weakness? It
is way worse than weakness.
Yeah, for damage-wise it's worse than weakness, and for DPS out-wise it's worse than Jesus.
The ghosts themselves pulse weakness, though, and then if you get into an orb, yeah, you get a debuff that lowers your damage. But nice to see here that they did like a double split strat. It's not much harder to pull off than like just a Zergon split, and honestly, it's a bit easier to pull off than a 4-way split, which if you do poorly will probably be slower than just duo split. And then they did Epi for the orbs that we were mentioning.
Yeah, just
so, nice
1 second faster. Coming up, Shades of the Shadows, SOS. I'm gonna put on the POV, and we can keep talking about everything there is to say.
I think the coolest thing about this one is the fact that they've got 2 power weavers. You don't see Weaver that often. It gets memed on a lot, downstate class, all of that stuff. But it's just kind of cool to see it used in a pretty fast kill.
I mean, it is kind of deserved that it gets talked about in such a way. Like, Weaver here does have a little bit of trouble because of the retaliation that we just happening on screen. Yeah,
Weaver, nice.
Yeah,
I mean they're CCing probably because they have no choice.
They're CCing very quickly, yeah. So the Weavers don't die.
Yeah,
the
Weavers
Weavers doing really good damage.
Like, Weavers kind of blow themselves up because for the players who are actually not too used to the Gorseval mechanic or who came along not too long ago, the retaliation buff has been reworked when it is applied to a player. However, for some bosses, it hasn't been changed. So retaliation actually like bounces back a percentage of damage to you, which is usually like set around an HP percentage or a percentage of your own damage. And as a matter of fact, here at Gorseval, if you have very quick hitting skills, you will blow yourselves up. Like what you're seeing here on the Elementalist, 715 damage per tick. You only have a 11.6k bar, so if you hit yourself 20 times, you're down to 5% HP? Something along these lines?
Yeah, exactly. It's not based on damage, it's based on frequency of hits. So like, even if you're like a druid, that doesn't do much. If you hit too quickly, you will go down.
Yeah, it's important to note, like, if you have full minstrel stats, you're on a ranger, and you use that Axe 5, you're probably still going to die anyway.
Yeah, it is actually pretty dangerous.
Every time you hit, you're going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah, like the damage dealt is a percentage of your health, I believe, and the amount of times you get hit is as many times as you hit. So with an Elementalist where you actually have, I think it's a double air 3, that's a multi-hit. The fire 4, it's also a multi-hit because it's an AoE. You can actually kill yourself very quick just by doing your rotation. Kind of clever, kind of good. We all appreciate that. Alright, coming in at the 15th position, we have Pragmatic Raiding, PR. Actually bringing in a lot of firebrands here. I am kind of curious what the show is going to be like here.
Firebrands kind of got buffed on Gorseval recently with the F1 changes. The ghosts now reset your F1s, so you can kind of spam them on the splits and still have it for the boss phase. It's pretty OP. Then, yeah, they went druidless. I guess they have a Might Tempest of sorts. And it's always still for spirits.
Looks like a Might Tempest. Looks like a Power BS or Power. I guess two.
Well, they
Power
have two
Warriors splitting.
right? You guys are gonna hear me talk about Warrior so much
God.
today. But honestly, on both these bosses, Samarog and Deimos, Double Warrior is just so good. It's so good. Being able to split banners so you have even more CC and even more Berserker extension for like insane DPS. It's really good.
Listen, I'm just gonna say it right now, chat. He's a Warrior simp. If you play Warriors, he's gonna love your comp.
Yeah, there's a lot of comps I love today.
On the bright side of life, he's not the one giving you points for whatever you play. It is based on the speed of your kill. So you're allowed not to bring in any warriors. Like, you just make the accent happy, but his happiness doesn't guarantee your placement, right? So be good, play well, bring what you can do best, even if that's not warrior. But it should be Soul Beast, actually. Like, it should be.
Dort's a little mad at you in chat for not letting him play.
I also like the Firebrand stack here, and the Tempest. The Tempest is extending boons, because Tempest is pretty good. Pretty slept on most of the time. And then with all the Firebrand stacks, they don't have to dedicate just like one Firebrand to quickness. They have the quickness spread out between the Firebrands. It makes the RNG of the mantras a bit less annoying as well.
Truly.
More consistent Feel My Wraths and whatnot.
I have no...
Also probably a lot better quickness for those splits.
They also, I don't know if you mentioned this, but you can see the Firebrand is bringing the mantra heal, it's just real easy for dealing with the slams. You know, a lot of Firebrands will bring Litany to keep themselves alive, but looks like they're doing a fine job staying alive even without that. So bringing that Aegis to apply to your subgroup and make sure they don't get knocked back is actually really easy and nice.
Alright, very good analysis. We now are going to be looking at Relax and Ignore DPS, rank 14. It's already a 12-second jump in the timing, almost, if I'm not mistaken. So let's actually have a look at that. Now we're going to shout out all the lads. Everybody is making impressive submissions every week for the Guild Wars 2 Raid League, and we truly appreciate them. That's... I'm not sure I actually...
Yeah, right away we see Condi Druid.
Yeah, it is a Condi Druid. I love Condi Druid, but that screen, that's too much RDPS. They're not even playing Guild Wars 2. They're playing RDPS.
And he's got Action Cam.
It's okay, we don't need to judge.
This is dangerous. Like, he's not playing the game. He's playing the numbers.
You guys...
two kind of funny things here that like aren't actually important for their comp, but like, notice at the start he didn't have CA, but the CA now self-gens. Kind of interesting. And they got rid of a lot of precasting recently, but Sharpening Stones actually doesn't go away. He could have precasted Sharpening Stones if he really cared to.
This is actually impressive. You know, I'm really liking Condi Druid. In my opinion, it's one of the actual like high skill ceiling specs, because if you want to make sure that everyone keeps a scholar and you do decent enough damage to justify bringing the Condi Druid, you have to stay on your toes at all time. There's not something you can just relax, sit back and press buttons.
So the one thing that, and Diaxon knows more about Condi Druid than me, so maybe he can tell me why, but it doesn't look like he's using Celestial stats, which I think is going to be stronger for Condi Druid than the Seraph stats.
Well, the downside of that is you're going to have more toughness, but yeah, it is more.
You'll have more toughness. Is it a problem if you're not flanking on Condi Druid? I actually don't.
However, it's honestly possible to just like run a full Viper setup, depending on what you exactly need.
You guys ever seen the Talladega Nights?
Is this important?
It's about the screen.
Okay.
The part where he has the sticker on his car and he can't see? Exactly what I'm thinking right now.
Look at that.
Also,
is second highest DPS. How could you not?
It's the first kill we've seen in a while with a Scrapper, I think.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty interesting comp. I like it. Like, people have been creative this time around on Gorseval, and I'm vibing with it. Coming up next, Cactus Monkeys, a new team, KHK. I like this. New people, new faces. Always gotta love this. This is what the Raiding League is all about. New or old, like, I guess, fresh player or veteran. You're welcome, and you can do well. Look at this.
I believe Cactus Monkeys actually was a competitor in the open bracket of the HRP.
Ooh,
and
nice.
I think I recognize that name from them. And they put here in their description, this is their first time trying out speed kills on a single boss, so it implies that maybe they work on full wing clears or full raid clears. So maybe we'll be seeing something from them in the future of full wing, speed clear kind of things.
I really hope they do. Like, this is what I want to see more of. People just coming in, new faces, new struts, new everything. That was one fast phase 1. Jeez. I really appreciate the fact that there is no purple color supremacy nor deep green color supremacy here so far.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned at the start. These two bosses have a lot of flexibility as long as you can hit CC checks and or DPS checks.
Is this Bone Skinner?
Is this Bone Skinner? That's a good one, actually. No,
they
this
mentioned they wanted
so
to
much
run
better
double
than
RR here as well, instead of just a single Alacran, but I guess they ran into some CC issues, as you can see the Staff 5. It's a damn shame, because I definitely think DPS-wise, double RR would be stronger, superior. But it looks like their comp doesn't really have that much CC. It does, it just has like 2 Dragon Hunters, a Weaver, which does some, but maybe not a whole lot. Could have supplemented that double warrior in there, you know?
For Weaver to actually hit good CC, they need to have their rotation on point. Like, they need to go back into water and air at the right time. And if they actually want that to flow nicely with the rest of the fight, you need the DPS to be very clean from all the other players. Like, it's not just a single player issue. Because if you're actually doing the fire part of your rotation, you have to go back to air instantly for that. It's a little bit of a shame, to be honest.
I'm just gonna address something in chat that looks like is happening. It's talking about power Renegade, power RR. You could run double power RR. It's significantly worse than a single random bringing another DPS or double Condi RR. The only thing you gain out of that is really having extra CC. But the damage for about 2 weeks back in May was actually really good. However, it got absolutely gutted by ANET in that secondary patch after the big May one, unfortunately.
A little bit of sadness. I'm just gonna take a little bit of time to shout out for tried and tested strategies coming in at rank number 11 with 2 minutes and 11 seconds. We see a little bit of Firebrand Supremacy as well as 3 Renegades. Looking forward to what the
Heavy class.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 heavy classes.
It's pretty big.
Thick. Good old thick.
I like that.
I mean, it brings all you need.
And Varm did confirm, yeah, Cactus Monkeys was in the last HRP. Hope to see you guys in the next one too.
And DX's Low-Man comp. Ayo.
Oh!
Ooh! Shouting out your own personal projects on the Raid League stream? What is this? Nah, just kidding. We're glad you have very
I was inspired
dedicated.
by the
it's good that we have dedicated individuals like you willing to make stuff happen, because the Raiding League can't do everything on their own. We're already very glad to have such amazing analysts every time with us.
I also, you know, quick shout out to this team, and a lot of their character names are just great. You have Viable DPS, I Disappoint Myself, Kinda Cringe. There's some great names on this team.
But yeah, we're still seeing the double split. Nice and safe. Still really fast. A lot faster than the Zerg strat. Also, you don't need like your Ranger to entangle or CA5 the ads. That's really nice. Oh yeah, the Fireburn stack, because F1s are really good on the split phase now, while still having up with the boss phases, and plus you can distribute quickness amongst them all.
By the way, I was curious. Is it like me being completely deaf and not understanding the class? But why are some Firebrands just that much further away than the others in terms of damage? Like, there is a difference of about 5k per second. So is it different traits being run?
There could be two things. They could have, they could have some more boon duration on some and focusing a little bit more on quickness on some. Okay. The other thing is, as much as ANET keeps trying to say that they have fixed things, Ash's stealing still happens. And so you could have one Firebrand that is getting credit on Arc for all the Ashes of the Just, the Book 1-5 skill, and other Firebrands getting no credit. So it's it could be kind of skewed and fake, in a sense.
Well, that's some good analysis. Thank you. And right now we're going to be looking at the POV from Something Sensible, Sen. That is a very nice guild logo they have. And what's even nicer is their rank, coming in 11th, 2 minutes and 8 seconds. We're soon going to be in the below 2 minutes range. I'm looking forward to that. 4 Renegades, 3 Firebrands, a lot of heavy classes once again. But there is what appears to be a Boon Thief, and I am looking forward to that.
Alright, so this is, I think, the first time we're now seeing this strat. They're not breaking the first 2 phases, just so that they, they don't have to waste time CCing, as long as they can DPS through it and survive. And they also don't get the ad summons to, pester them and kick them around during the splits. I'm a big fan of this team, honestly. I read their descriptions and stuff. They seem to put a lot of thought, a lot of sensible thoughts into their comps and strategies.
Wow, that was kind of cringe.
That's my special, dude.
We like him, even though he's cringe, lads. No worries. He won't be allowed out of the basement for a few weeks. But, we like him.
But I do agree. Reading their description, there was specific thought put into what classes go to what split. This is also the first place where we're seeing the 4-way split.
Yep.
So you actually have to truly organize things a lot better than the 2-way split or obvious Zerging. You want to make sure that each group has certain things, such like vulnerability, making sure your might and quickness last as long as possible, and the damage has to be relatively even.
Cactus Monkeys also did a 4-way split, apparently. But yeah.
Oh, Cactus Monkeys did a 4-way split? Okay. Sorry.
I mean, we are seeing very good... Okay, right there, they actually reached phase without doing the CC. Little bit of a risky thing. Like, if they had done that with a Weaver comp, that would have been a failure. No joke. Like, the
well, so
Weavers
this
would
is
have
where
off
you...
themselves.
And that's where you see...
The fiber
this...
his litany.
Exactly. So they can survive a lot longer.
Isn't there also the fact that once you're on a Condi class, you actually don't get a retaliation tick in your face for each Condi tick on the target?
No,
it is still based on the amount of hits you're going to be doing. So if you're getting a lot of Condi damage in, you can actually laugh in the face of Retal. It's of no issue to you, which once again shows the supremacy of the Condi classes. It's not yours too, it's Condi yours too.
You see a good nature spirit there coming in clutch at the end. Two people
always.
Unfortunately went down to that CC. Oh god, this is no, my god, the accent, keep it calm.
Wow.
Keep it calm.
That's pretty wild right there. There's a lot of yellow. Wow. Oh my.
I will say that this comp gets me excited too. I love
okay, I mean that's
Herald
only the two
and Soul Beast. Oh yes.
I mean I am not excited. Okay, there are 2 Soul Beasts, sure, but I am not excited. That's too many warriors. But the accent would say there can never be more than enough warriors. Anyways, rank number 10, Lonely Raiders in your area. Let's queue up that POV, and you guys can talk over it.
If we don't see a banner of defense and a banner of tactics, I feel like it's a failure.
Maybe I'm mistaken, but I also think this is the first comp we've seen that run in healerless. They have the Herald instead, and the Herald is really good for supplementing the Warrior because it's still going to generate the swiftness you need, the Fury. I guess that's the only stuff that Warrior desperately needs, but Might as well is going to be covered with the Revenant and him.
Might makes you
One thing to note is, and you won't see it here obviously because we're not on a warrior POV, but you do see, or they do mention that they had some warriors bring a skill called For Great Justice to help give Might on the splits, because the Herald Might won't last long enough, since the Herald likely has 0 boon duration. This does offer probably, unless there's another comp similar to this, the most CC that you will see of any comp today. Like, the most free CC without having to really kind of cuck your build.
Wait, I forgot what I was going to say.
My mom would say then it wasn't important, and I think she's right, so we'll leave it at that. Oh boy. I mean, this is really a good-looking kill, though. Like, I don't like there being this many warriors, but you see it being truly awesome.
I mean, look at the damage that the warriors are putting out.
Yeah.
Well, Warriors
good damage.
One to run here because at some point, like, you cannot sustain your Berserker forever. So, like, it might drop off on one of the splits, it might drop off on one of the phases, and, like, that's going to cause that split or phase to be a lot slower. So you have to adjust for that, or, like, adjust your rotation so that it's not a problem.
You also have all these ads running around now because they did CC those bars. Now it looks like the scrappers are using Blast Gyro, so it kind of helps keep them away. But it is something to note. They're going to try to kick you around. They're going to strip your 8, just that they don't have. Never mind. But they're going to just kick. They're going to kick you around like crazy, which is going to get annoying after a while.
One hell of an impressive kill. That's what we can say, at least. Next up, coming in, Caudecus Ministry, rank number 9, and this is exactly where the 2-minute line is gonna get crossed. So this is our first kill at exactly 2 minutes. Beyond that is gonna be sub 2s, and that is truly impressive. Once again, heavy classes are up there. 2 scrappers. The scrapper is actually very, very used today, and I'm into that. I'm not gonna lie.
It shows you scrapper for DPS quickness is.
And Scrapper
I think right now the highest.
It's kind of the king, yeah. I mean, Firebrand does have the benefit of resetting the F1 on this fight, but Scrapper provides, I don't know.
This
something.
is the interface here is quite large.
Now, this group splits has substantially is substantially faster than all the other splits I think we've seen. Like close to 15 seconds, while all the other ones were like 19, 20, 21 seconds. I'm not sure what they did better. I guess maybe the Scrapper burst is a bit helpful.
They do put in their description, they don't tell us how, but all they say is special emphasis on Vuln application in split phases. So they probably did something to maximize Vuln on all 4.
Well, the Renegades all should have Ice Razor. Or maybe the Firebirds are taking Sword of Justice or something. I don't know. I'm new here.
I know that the one that we saw for this POV was basically instant 25 volt. I didn't see who was with the warrior there, but if they're getting that on all 4, that's a lot faster that you can kill these things.
Were they breaking the bar? I find it
No.
interesting that that the warrior still has a wild blow, even if they're not CCing. I guess maybe it just helps his berserker line up for the phases. I guess it's also Fury application when he's not in the Druid subgroup, but he has Firebrand, so Fury should be okay.
This really makes me want to go and do a speed kill or participate in something along these lines. This impressive display of skill is truly beautiful.
Also interesting, they had this warrior bringing Elite Banner. Not quite sure. I would have liked, oh god, more warriors.
More warriors.
So, I mean, I was expecting... yeah. Guys, we need to stop this. The accent can only get so hyped. He's gonna blow up. It's gonna be an issue. It's gonna create a big catastrophe.
The boss today that would be considered a warrior boss, but I love to see it.
Yeah, let's remember that the other boss did have a warrior record for quite some time.
Multiple warrior records.
This is truly big. Either way, before we get started talking about the kill, I'm just gonna congratulate them. That's gonna be an Exequo at position number 7, if I'm not mistaken. 1 minute and 59, we're already in the sub 2 minutes realm. Congratulations to wonderful ideas for execution, and we will be looking at their kill. The accent, it's up to you. I mean, you wanted to say something and I cut you off, please?
Oh, I don't think I was saying anything.
You were 100% saying something and I ruined it.
Oh, sorry. I'm just looking at the log right now.
Okay, go on.
Oh, they have one
we get a nice
Warhorn. I don't know what that's
nice
for.
Druid tank POV.
Swiftness, perhaps.
So it looks like they are probably breaking this bar. They're just delaying it, so maybe they skipped the ads. Yeah, so they're gonna break the bar and then they're still skipping the ads because they delayed the bar. I don't know too much about Warrior. I can't really help here.
I mean, we've already talked about the benefit of Warrior in this fight. Just executed it a little bit better.
Get your boy Yannick all the way up there.
I think that's a different Yannick.
Is it?
Yep. But good try.
I'm just looking at this in awe. Why is the pet management window open like this? It's just to show the pets.
Probably.
Yeah, like I mean, this is
I don't think you actually can do anything through that menu. I don't even think you could like skill click the skill.
But there's no reason to close it if it's not messing with you.
Yeah,
they just used it for smoke scale stealth at the start and then just kept it up. Might as well.
Truly. Alrighty. Moving onwards, we get to Kormir. Actually, that's very good. So this is an occasion for me to actually start selling one of the important pillars of the community. I'm sorry to everyone who already knows about them, but the Crossroads Inn is the EU place of choice if you want to learn about raiding. They're good, they'll take you in, they will teach you just about everything you need to know. There are of course initiatives of the same kind across the Atlantic pond, and I'm just gonna be shouting out this one because they never fail to deliver in the GW2 Raid League. So thanks to them. I think there is a link in the description leading to their server. Actually, no, that's not my own stream. There is no link. You can find it by yourself if you just look for them around on some GW2 community pages. Either way, congratulations on being tied for rank number 7, 1 minute 59. We're in the sub 2 minutes realm, and that's a lot of renegades. A lot of them.
Yep.
Let's have
and we have returned after that brief message from our sponsor.
Actually, we need to talk about our sponsors right there. So there is the Zexy Guild sponsoring us a lot of ectoplasm, going right in for the prize pools at every end of season. So look forward to this if you are into lots of very good rewards. And what else can we shout out?
I like the addition of the clock.
Oh yeah, that's true speed clear status. If you add a clock, you get a 10% DPS increase.
I'm not sure what the single Firebrand is for. But Renegade stack here, I guess they just thought Renegades were a better DPS than Firebrands, which is something that we tried as well. You just be a bit careful with the Renegade stack of Razor Claw overriding. There's a bit of a...
The Firebrand is probably so they can slide in Stand Your Ground.
Oh, yeah, true.
Since they weren't going to have a full Alacrine for
and
the
it does
road.
help with the Fury in the other subgroup, without needing like an elite banner or something, which can be a bit less consistent with a bit of downtime.
True.
33%.
Aleku, the footage is sped up. I think it's at 1.5 right now.
Yeah, we're at 1.25. Yeah, it's because we want to keep up with the stream duration. We're showing all of the POVs, while before we used to show only the top 3 or top 5. So this is a better way to do it for everybody.
We also have some good names here, too. We have Kala Me Impressed as a Renegade, and Super Speed Steve for a Scrapper.
Truly some quality naming. We're
A lot of creativity.
Gotta love that. Once again, a very good kill, just like the count we always get in the Viewers to Raid League, and we move on to Quitical
Not even
Fail.
breaking the last bar.
Yeah, they don't need that. Just go in, deal the damage, and that's good.
Renegade with the Battle Scars, easy.
Yeah. And right here we get 4 Firebrands, 3 Renegades. The Weaver is coming back. Will they blow themselves up? We will be looking at that in a hot second. We can already also say, however, that this is once again a tied group. So there's going to be at least 2 people at rank number 5. So let's have a look at that, I guess. Oh, we can watch that in 4K. Ooh.
Look at this wide screen. Wow,
Some people
being
just
split.
have good PCs, don't they?
And they just gotta shove it down the throats of us peasants.
I mean, we'll have to live with it, huh?
DX, you see Bean's comment? I hope Win is running double PS.
Yeah, no spoilers.
The widescreen for the extra pages. They are running 8-page, actually.
Eight pages, and they mentioned that they needed to adjust the rotations so that the actual full DPS Firebrands use Acid to adjust before the Quick Brands, because they'll get more damage out of it, and like those Quick Brands could still steal that damage and be a net loss. Fun design there. Very, very good design.
They also mentioned bringing Sword of Justice purely for vulnerability, even though that's not taken anymore in the standard Firebrand build.
Yeah,
because of recent changes.
But the Vuln is still good for those splits. If you're splitting 4 ways, they don't have the Renegades for Ice Razor on all splits or anything.
I'm
Don't
a little
have the DHs.
I'm a little confused on the Weaver. I'm not quite sure if that's just like a, hey, I'm a really good Weaver player, so I'm going to play this kind of thing, or if there was a secondary purpose of it, or...
Hey, I'm really good at Weaver.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, Weaver doesn't really bring that much extra stuff, so... I don't know if it's just a purely DPS favored thing.
Maybe he brought Mystic Coins.
Mystic Coins.
Right.
Oh my god! Look at all the Firebrand bench spam!
Okay, we are getting to the part of the Raid League that I am not
This is the
not exactly keen about. Yeah, like I mean, okay, guys. I guess we need that. No.
This is the only time.
Yeah. Oh, it's not the first time we've seen Scourges. They the first kill.
I mean, there were Scourges in the earlier kills, yeah, but like, okay, deep green class Overload. Practice is overrated. People, boom, giving us a 5 Scourge kill, rank number 5, and win at 58. Congratulations. Let's watch it.
The thing with Scourges is it makes it really easy to drop the heal.
This is a comp you can take on almost every boss, and it still has a ton of CC, ton of DPS, and a ton of sustain, even without a healer, because of all the barrier, even with the barrier nerfs.
I would wager that you could actually take this comp to every single boss and get a quality full clear.
Absolutely.
The one change you would do is that Soul Beast would probably go to Druid for SH so you could push. But other than that...
Signet of Undeath, they have plenty of life force. They're just running Signet of Spike for a little bit of extra damage, Spectral Grasp for some CC, getting that 1 second of exposed debuff that Gorseval does have. And then a 4-way split. big damage, dropping a shade on another split in order to benefit from the F skills on more than just one.
I don't see any. I don't see any epiing.
No. I mean, what would you epi?
You would epi. You could epi bounce off the ads.
I think it's an inconsistent thing when you're trying to get an hour kill or a kill within an hour for the raiding league.
Yeah, that's also a very good way to remind people of our rules. You have only 1 hour to get a good kill, so you need consistency above impressive skills. Right.
I can tell you what's not consistent. This poor Scourge's boon bar did not look happy for a little bit there.
Yeah, the double firebrand is a bit inconsistent. Cough, cough, please fix. But I also didn't mention Scourges provide lots of might, so that's another reason that it's easy to drop a druid or healer, or herald or whatever.
Yes, that is very true. What is just said in chat. I despise firebrand.
Wow, how dare you? Who hurt you?
Firebrand quickness.
But yeah, no warrior in this comp is kind of sad, but it doesn't really.
No warrior count of side, and there he goes. That's the accent. Just kidding. Calamity, CA, congratulations, you're in the gold tier. Coming in, rank number 4, a minute and 56 seconds, that's already big. We see lots of blue class, however, half of them are dragon hunters. I'm looking forward to this kill. 9 heavies, once again. I guess heavies galore.
So this is a pretty similar comp to another speedrun. I don't know if it was like a record or whatever, relatively recently, or like a year ago. Except it looks like they supplemented a second Renegade instead of a 4th Firebrand, because RR is really, really strong. And DHs will help obliterate those splits. They also will provide vulnerability for free on the splits. And obviously they have the damage, but like they don't really need to CC, so there's no downside there.
The close-ups on the Gorseval's butt there.
Yeah. Well,
we
the
get
game does
what we
kind
can.
of accidentally zoom in for some reason.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
We show what we can, lads. This, after all, this is a furry player, right? Servithia, the whole furry avatar. The Gorseval butthole is only a part of the grand scheme of things.
I didn't want to say it and make assumptions. I didn't want to do it.
I mean, this is the year 2021. We are free to talk about minorities and show them forward, right? That's the only thing we're doing, right? That.
I guess so. I think Calamity's going to be searching for your location pretty soon. You might want to calm down before they come after you.
I mean, they're fake Frenchies. I'm fine. I'm safe. Like, they have no idea where I am. I'll relocate to Dubai soon, TM. I'm fine.
Oh,
they do have a Conde Druid, yeah.
Okay, I approve of this kill. Actually, Calamity
more
good.
Damage,
Calamity good.
Maybe some Scholar uptime though.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at their health bars because it's covered up.
But I mean,
everyone in this comp does have. Oh, we got an egg there.
But look at how quickly they broke.
That's
it
some gaming, some
matter.
actual gaming. Getting egged like this, like this actually gives me a reminder of the darkest timeline I lived in. I once participated in the ERP number 2, and I got egged. I got egged during the tournament. And
I saved you for that earlier. Yeah.
Sam, I'm gonna expose. I'm not gonna say their name, but at least it's not as bad as someone in our group from HRP taking a portal away from a boss and leaving us to 9-man the boss.
Clean. That reminds me of one other ERP. I think it was the ERP, or there was like QT. They couldn't manage to get into the instance in time, so they had to 6-man trio or something like this, or 4-man trio. There was something that went horribly wrong there, but yeah, that kind of happened. Either way, it's now time to talk about Legendary Inside LI. Congratulations on them reaching the bottom of the podium, rank number 3, a minute and 54 seconds. That's extremely fast. Once again, 9 heavy classes, and it is an equal split between the Firebrands and the Renegades. I guess true equality has been reached. Let's have a look at the POV, shall we?
Interesting comp. The thing I would think of right away when I see this comp is how do they have might? I guess they're in a condition might revenant. I don't even know how that works. I'll be honest.
I kind of hope that's the POV we got, but I don't think it is. No, it's not the Soul Beast POV.
But really, all the Renegades also provide a little bit of might. Just kind of press F2 for free. Obviously, Firebrand Mantra provides a little bit of might as well. Or your self gens.
Condition might revenant I mean, they don't have boon duration.
Their health
So
is
I'm-
dangerously low during these break bars, but you know, they're safe.
I'm a little curious if someone from LI is in chat and can give us, you know, a quick one-liner on the whole condition might renegade. I want to know, is that just playing Condiren and hitting F2 off cooldown, or is there something more to it than that?
And honestly, okay, this isn't about their comp or anything, but I just want to say, like, huge respects to LI, because, I mean, they're third place on Gorseval this week, and, like, I went back in their record. They've always performed well, but, like, it's nice to see, like, an improvement. That's the beauty of Raiding League.
It is always nice to see a new face to the podium. Hinless, yeah, so I was asking, you guys put in your description, all you wrote was condition might renegade. Is there more to that than just pushing F2 off cooldown, or is that basically what you mean? Is just you're having your renegades do that?
Aristocracy runes maybe or something? I don't
Yeah,
know.
like is there a special rune? Are they taking strength? Well, strength sigil wouldn't help them. Yeah, but is there something more to it essentially?
Aristocracy runes are beautiful. I hope it's that.
Okay, so both L. So you had 2 RR Rens and 2 LL Rens. The LLs are pushing it 2 off.
Right, moving onwards,
Ooh,
we
lots
get
of
to the very best, like no one ever was, is what I would like to say. However, it is none other than 17 Elitists, the true big boys of the Raid League, this time being rank 2. What happened to them? Maybe they broke a leg, or maybe they didn't, and that's the reason why they were so unlucky. Double Warrior, that's a happy DXN noise in the background you're hearing. 4 Dragon Hunters, 2 Firebrands, and 1 Renegade. I applaud the existence of a Soul Beast, because Soul Beast does remain the better specialization in Guild Wars 2. Facts, not opinions, facts. And yeah, I guess we just have a look at it. Gentlemen, shall we?
It's actually not even the Double Warrior that I love the most of this comp. It's the quadruple Dragon Hunter. I think it's really freaking strong, really freaking slept on.
Now you know what makes the action moist.
So there's like 2 things in this world in raiding that make him so happy, and it's Dragon Hunters and Warriors, both of which a lot of people have been using less and less of.
Look at that.
Until
So they actually have
last
pre-traps
couple
on
months.
the splits, which means that like within an hour of during the Raiding League, they have to spend the time to drop the traps on the splits. But it can help your rotations, right? Because then you don't have to use as much on the splits. The split can be faster. You can then use it on more on the boss. You know,
get
save
a-
sort of justices.
We get a Nightmare POV here. Former LN Nightmare.
Elite Nightmare, biggest ANET partner. Can we get a third rhyme going on?
Yeah, see, normally a Dragon Hunter would have to use their trap there, maybe like Greatsword 4 even. But because of the pre-traps, they can greet a bit harder. They're also healerless, and I didn't check their first break bar, but seems their Scholar uptime is fine for now.
Impressive.
Yeah,
I mean,
their
yeah,
Scholar's
they're
absolutely fine.
they're
They have
killing
litanies.
before the litany runs out and before they
Yep.
run into an issue. You know, I guess I'm wondering, is the double warrior better, or would maybe 1 warrior
Well,
and double
I
Ren?
believe they're running PS, if I'm not mistaken. They must be. I don't know how
If
else they
they're
have
running-
good sustained might.
That's
yeah.
true, yeah, if they're running PS, because none of these
Yeah.
DHs are going to be Scepter.
Yes, the Warriors are definitely running some might,
Of course, you could just take Scepter anyways and just get Might down.
which
once
seems
again,
like they're
congratulations.
replicating the CND record, 138 kill. Pretty good though. It's a lot harder to pull
Alright.
off these days.
Next up,
with the Soul Cleave nerf.
the last kill for Gorseval of the day. Downstate Cucks, congratulations. Rank number 1, 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
actually big.
no, not the copy pasta.
That's
Guys,
actually
I did
huge.
it. We
Okay.
have a druid, but it wasn't me. I broke out of druid jail.
Clap,
I put
clap.
Cody on.
Alright, that's a big copy. Can I actually read that out loud, or is it Giga wrong?
Go for it, dude.
Go
My
for it.
favorite-
It was from
okay.
HRP.
Okay, let's go. Okay, can the chat stop moving for like a hot second so that I can read it? Chat, please. Thank you, chat. My favorite raid guild has to be Downstate Cucks. One time I saw the accent curb stomp a 9-year-old for asking if it was okay if he didn't know his rotation. The
Blame.
warrior player, Mythic, is quite literally a banner slave. The accent has had him locked in his basement for over 8 months now, only feeding him if he successfully yellow bars the entire lobby.
And
Clap,
we
clap.
have a
I like
different
this.
warrior today, but he does yellow bar.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. Let's look at it then. Let's watch it, shall we?
So we actually ran the same, or really similar comp, or maybe it was the same exact comp to some other team that was in 3rd or 4th or 5th place. I forget. It's just,
I mean, it's the same thing as 17, except we went double Ren instead of double Warrior, and we took Druid instead of Soul.
Yeah, we kept the Druid for the, the Might, obviously, and then obviously the Sustain. We ran a Virtues Dragon Hunter. Originally we were running Radiance, but after we swapped our Virtues, like we got like instantly 5-second faster kills. The DHs were popping off, especially because you don't even need a Core Guard to reapply the Aegis. We have a Firebrand that just took Advance/Retreat.
I will say, this kill is part of the reason that I despise Firebrand. Oof. If you ask anyone in the group, I was probably annoying the hell out of them by complaining about it.
Yeah.
Basically every other pull.
You were annoying. I'm so sorry.
Basically every other pull I had less than 60% quickness. But it's not the players on Firebrand. I'm not mad. I don't blame them.
It's not the players, it's the game, right?
Yeah.
Not when the players blame the game.
To be honest, I still think that the PS Warrior, the LN comp, was probably better. It probably has a higher peak. I'm not sure. But Heal Druid is just good roll compression, I guess.
I mean, it's probably
running
better.
9 Writs is pretty valuable.
It's probably better if you don't have the 1 hour time crunch to drop the Druid. I wanted us to drop the Druid, but lost that vote. Obviously, it worked out in the end because it was just a lot more consistent and easier.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am sorry to interrupt, but we need to talk about the Gorseval points. So there is only a slight mistake on this that is actually not very important. Calamity is indeed in gold tier. Their points is above the 90 threshold. So they're in gold. It's written gold. It's just silver color. So don't look at colors. Look at what's written. Congratulations to the 4 teams that have made gold and an extra round of applause for Downstate Cucks, getting a minute and 45 seconds.
Let's also just quickly, before you move on to the next page, look at how many teams are in that really high silver, very close to breaking into gold. I mean, you've got
it's truly impressive.
2 teams basically at 89, 2 teams at low 88, and then another one at 87.5. Those are all like, 1 or 2 different things happening in their kills away from being in that gold region.
It is truly a display of what you can expect from the Guild Wars 2 Raid League. Every month we have impressive teams doing impressive stuff, and I guess this is pretty much what our trademark is at this point. Every month you get to see new bosses getting dunked on in amazing fashion. So let's move onwards and get to the next boss, which is none other than Samarog, known as a Pug Slayer. He will not only kill you in a most classic fashion, he will also try to bump you to impale directly on some very sharp spears. Do not try this at home, please. With this said and done, the most dangerous part about Samarog is the CM, which is not what we're going to be watching today, but the thought does remain. So I guess we start going with Shades of the Shadows SOS, getting a time of 4 minutes 48 seconds, which is already impressive. Okay, let's keep that in mind. That's already above anything you will have in a weekly run, right? This is great. This is awesome. Congratulations to them and to everyone else in the Guild Wars 2 Raid League. Let's have a look at that POV. You guys take it away.
So,
fidget spinners.
It's actually, Samarog, I'm not gonna lie, one of the easiest bosses in the game. You can avoid almost all the damage. All you need to have is CC, DPS, and control for the split phases, which, I mean, obviously, that's still a lot. But, they're still running the Druid here, and I don't mind it because Druid can provide so much. Even if it is possible to avoid the damage, like, it can carry CC so hard, or it could take fixates.
Something to note about the hollows here. That I think most people probably know by now, but this is a standard sword hollow build, except they're taking a shield instead of a pistol offhand, which is a very, very, very tiny DPS loss for a very large CC gain. It's one of the easiest ways that you can close to hard carry most pug groups on any boss that has CC.
I don't know who Nerdy is, but I think I must challenge him to a DPS race. Based on this chat cover. I'm just kidding.
the end of boss phase overheat, a classic of sword hollows everywhere.
True gaming.
Look at him, he's precasting a mine over there to knock Rig'em back when he starts walking back over to the group. Good use of utility skill for something that's, you know, not really needed during the split phase.
I don't know, they mentioned that they were trying different comps, but they were just having problems with CNC and stuff, so they kind of went with what they're comfortable with. I'm still happy to hear that, like people experimenting, trying to push themselves. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
I love seeing Hollow. It's one of my favorite classes. It's just, I don't know, it's such a fun class to play, and it's one of the most well-balanced, I think, power DPS classes. It's not like crazy overpowered anywhere, but it's really strong.
Just gotta hope that
the master of none.
Yeah, just gotta hope that the next spec for engineer is great. Like we had the teaser yesterday, actually, so we can only hope that it is great.
Oh yeah, everyone's green class now.
Yeah, everyone is green now, which is, I guess Noxy influenced the ArenaNet devs at long last.
Yes, Umbra, nothing bad ever happens when I play Hollow on Samarog. I don't know what video you're talking about.
Fingers are being pointed.
Also, I really like their subgroup distribution here. They have all the DPS in the one subgroup. And they're running PI on the Dragon Hunters for some additional consistency C plus the damage buff. Pretty good.
Plus the stance share from the Soul Beast.
Bit of RNG stance share, yeah.
Going onwards, I'm probably gonna speed up the videos a little bit more. You know, just telling the people watching.
It is a longer boss.
We might go to 1.75 or 2x speed. I'm sorry for that. It's just that we kind of need to move onwards with the content, right? Right on.
Yep.
Yeah, so Samarog's a longer boss.
You might have to do that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're looking at probably 4-ish minutes for 3.5 to 4-ish minutes for almost every kill.
Yeah. Also, we saw right there the usual tactic of sacrificing the last bar.
I guess another small gain from the Holosmiths is that they nerfed 10-man chrono, and that's something that we're going to see a lot here. But the Holos can kind of self-generate a little bit of quickness with that Sword 3.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's congratulate Relax and Ignore DPS. Rank number 16, 4 minutes and 39 seconds. They're busting out the Scrapper. I guess Scrapper is coming back en force for every beat of the raiding league. So let's watch that POV the X speed.
Scrapper's a great quickness option here on Samarog.
It is just being the main pick on so many teams. Alright,
yep, Power Daredevil's great here because of all the Magnet Bombs.
Enjoy the new initiative.
Oh, poopy. Poopy gross. It doesn't bother me personally that much, but I don't know.
It's weird. It was kind of a pointless chain.
Well, I'm sure it's for the newly spec. But yeah. Looks like they just had the Weaver in there for fun. I mean, they're pulling their weight for sure. It also has some decent CC. Like Sword 2, Sword 5 at least.
Weaver is actually very strong here though. Like that's the one class I would always pick going for Samarog, because with the size of the hitbox and the fact that you can actually get your entire burst back or after each CC, it's quite enjoyable to play here. Was this the only POV submitted, LMOA? I have no idea actually. This is not up to me. I am only showcasing what people are willing to give.
This is another double warrior comp as well. I feel like you're making a mistake if you're not running double warrior here. You just get so much benefit from being able to split the banners, taking wild blow, using headbutt, and just the amount of CC it pulls while doing so much damage. Like in any comp, I think double warrior is valuable.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Not to mention also the, I guess, self-generated quickness, which isn't a factor here though, because they're running the double Scrapper. Very consistent quickness. Not a whole lot of CC, but I guess they could bait fixates. I'm not sure if they are doing that though. I like it. It's a diverse comp, but everyone's providing what they need to provide, which is just CC, DPS.
Once again, a good show of what Guild Wars 2 has above all the games in terms of comp building. You can play the class you want, you just have to take it to the way the team needs. right? You can always benefit the team no matter what you play. You just gotta make a choice of what you bring.
Yeah, exactly. Every build is capable of a lot. You just need to know what things you can swap out.
Truly.
The nuances and the versatility of your builds.
GW2 is such a beautiful game, ain't it? Shh. It's fine. Shh. Alright, moving onwards! We're gonna be looking at Drunken Quaggans DQs. Rank number 15, 4 minutes and 38 seconds, which is barely 1 second faster than our previous contenders. They decided to bring in the thieves, right? They forgot that you only need the thief to open the door to Samarog, and they were like, we're just gonna take them to the fight. And that's exactly what happened, so we'll have a look at this POV.
They also have a Tempest or Knight, I'm assuming, since they don't have a Druid.
Yep, dropped a Druid,
Oopsies.
kept a heal Boon Tempest.
Okay, 2 XP, let's go. That animation is very nice, the Drinking Quaggan. And yes, there was a little bit of a leak. I pressed space instead of
Look at those
a regular
subgroups.
key, but that's fine.
So, just reading from their description real quick, they had 4 Daredevils bringing Bassy Venom, 2 from each. They had 2 from different subs take use on each break bar. Jeez. They also took Power Soul Beast to be their pusher, and the Soul Beast also brought Entangle, make sure that Rigum doesn't walk out. So there's no one Wolfpack to be seen in this kill.
Normally, Druid can handle a lot of the split phase Rigum fixation or control with CA5, Staff 4, Entangle. It's worth noting the Revenant could also have a pretty consistent MO with Sword 4. Personally, I do think Entangle is a bit of a waste here, when you could have one Wolfpack. Tempest could also immobilize, yeah, true. Aftershock or Overload Earth.
Yeah, like the versatility on Tempest is truly beautiful. Like, it's one of the classes I actually enjoyed watching the most, especially in dungeon runs, like beyond raiding, because you can have just about anything on it. Mm-hmm. It's what makes it truly beautiful.
It's been slipped on a lot in raids, but we're seeing it a lot today in just the Gorse and Samarog.
Like, actually, that's actually fun, because back when raiding started, you know, back when we had the first few wings right after HOT, Tempest was the big thing to play. Like, Tempest was the one true meta. You wouldn't... Like, of course, Dragon Hunter was strong, etc., but the really good players were the Tempest players, able to bring in a proper burst rotation and everything that
Whoa,
goes...
that was a scary friends.
Yeah.
Like, I really liked it back in these days. The raiding experience was different, lads. It was another time. Another life.
Maybe one day it'll have its time again.
I wouldn't be surprised. Is that actually Craw?
That is Craw.
That is Craw! And last but not least, we get our fourth streamer boy with us. I just need to move his avatar a little bit.
Oh no, just leave it there. Him and DXN can cuddle.
No, they were literally kissing, and while we support any form of relationship here at the Raid League, we also kind of want to give our people some personal space, right? So we will not force any form of relation onto them. Right here I have my 3 PNG VTubers on top. Isn't that beautiful? That's okay. It's Sam and the boys. Let's go. All right. Moving onwards.
Late, everyone. Yeah.
It's completely fine. We're glad to have you with us, Craw. This is beautiful. We are now going to be watching Pragmatic Raiding's POV. They came number 14th. 4 minutes and 37 seconds is their kill time. That is already impressive. 4 Berserkers. We have a Moist DXN in the background. And there is a Reaper, which I am actually happy to see. Without further ado, let's get onto that POV.
Guys, chat, calm down. You're getting the Reaper POV. It'll be okay. Oh my god.
It's all fine. It's still gonna be in 2x speed, so make sure you get as much of it as you can.
Yeah, I'm just coming in, just trying to see everything going on. It's interesting seeing a Reaper here on Samarog. It brings a lot of CC. It brings a lot. Not quite as much as like a Daredevil, for instance, but still a lot. Shroud 5, Flesh Golem, Warhorn 4. There's just in GS5 you really want to if you're really going frisky.
Well, they have an interesting distribution of CC, because one of their warriors is bringing a greatsword, and the other ones are bringing double mace, which the problem with double mace is if your break bar is faster than 5 seconds, then you're just going to be camping mace auto attacks for a little bit of time. It's a bit unfortunate. Playing single mace offhand or shield offhand can be really valuable, because you still have that 8 axe main hand for the F1s.
I don't play warrior, nor do I play reaper, so these are things I don't know.
Yeah, just dropping in here. How many? Is this the first warrior stack we've seen, or have we seen a few so far?
For this boss, it's the first warrior stack, quote unquote. But I mean, why stop at 4?
We've seen some warrior stacks on Gorseval.
On Gorseval, yeah.
Soon it's gonna be 10 warriors. Like, they will self-heal, they will do the damage, they will bring 1 banner each, and that's gonna be it.
Listen, you laugh about it, but it's technically possible. You won't have a
I'm not laughing about it. That's
that won't feel good, but
imagine.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go on. Imagine we get a rune or a sigil in EOD that allows you to actually bring alacrity to the squad on a cooldown that would work with a 10 warrior comp. Imagine that. The accent instantly doing an entire week-long stream, right? 30 days streaming non-stop, Alacrity Warrior.
Maybe the new Revenant spec will be able to give Alacrity whenever they announce that one.
Oh, we already had it, the Revenant spec.
No. That we did not.
That wasn't the real one.
That spec was a joke. It's not real.
But anyways,
I mean, no, it was good. It's a dragoon. It worked as intended. That's the most disliked video I've made in a long time, but it's working as intended.
I want to mention a lot of fun things about Reaper here is that you can give yourself self-stab with Shroud 3, you can fear with Shroud 3, you can press it again, you get good quickness and might as well, and you do a lot of damage under 50% HP on the boss, so it's always useful to have, not always, well, it's really good to bring Reaper here, it's the 3rd highest damage overall in this group.
Right, moving onwards with what we're talking about, we have at rank number 13 the Cactus Monkeys KHK, and we already see a huge difference in the times. Big difference.
I have to, I'm going to expose myself here. I didn't read their description until just now. But I'm going to just restate the last part of this. It says, the guy we found through the LFG as an instance opener had some free time, so he got a bit more than he signed up for and joined in on the kill as a power hollow.
Oh!
So that hollow is an LFG instance opener friend.
That's actually big. Big if true. Oh my god, Cactus Monkey actually dabbing on the competition. Sorry lads, we non-mind everything and we got a pug to fill in the last slot. That's just who we are. But yeah,
the hollow is
watch
in chat.
This. Oh, the hollow is in the chat! Oh my god, lads, let's watch that POV and move on. Once again, congratulations to Cactus Monkey. Rank number 13. Bravo, bravo.
You get to see the best class here in the game. The one god tier class, the best one.
Conti Druid.
Better than Renegade.
Conti Druid.
What? Don't you dare. So
I dare.
Okay, so right away what you notice with this Renegade is they are bringing dwarfs, so they are bringing the road with the intention of giving stability for the swipes and the waves and all that stuff, which is going to be unique, I believe.
Well, really good for CM, but it seems unnecessary, honestly, on normal mode, since it's so easy to just flank him and jump.
I would agree.
It's one of the reasons I like this boss so much for like training raids, is because it teaches you the fundamentals of positioning and like awareness of his attacks and whatnot.
Oh,
the hollow is actually
someone in
huge,
chat
guys.
also said it could be for lightning field and dazing.
Oh, for more
with
CC,
leaps.
yeah, true.
Yeah, okay.
Every Daredevil dodge is a leap finisher, which
yeah.
CC's in the lightning field.
Pretty
I
easy.
actually
impressive.
completely forgot about that, even though that's used on like almost every sloth record that uses the H's.
I don't know if this was our first healerless Samarog we've seen.
I believe that's actually the first.
Seeing that heralds, because again, there's not that much damage that you have to take on Samarog other than the ticking. So as long as you can sustain through the ticking damage, and I guess the golden damage, then it's pretty easy to survive. Unless
the golden
that happens.
damage, I mean, you can dodge the stun, so that's the most important part.
And I mean, the person getting CC'd also takes a lot of damage. So if you CC quickly, then you can
The
mitigate
right
that.
question has been asked in the chat. Can we all agree Samarog is a girl? That is indeed correct. There are no balls, and the rules of anatomy say that it's a girl then.
Well, Samarog
Hey,
is also
whoa.
named after a female developer from ArenaNet. Fun fact
we
today.
Oh,
don't know.
I didn't know that.
Therefore, Samarog is. We don't know. Let's not assume. Come on.
Let's not assume. Alright. Genderless.
I'm
Let's go.
pretty sure Samarog is a mythical creature in a video game. Yeah.
Is that true?
Can we actually have
I
a
have
Samarog
not
gender
seen one
reveal
in real
party?
life.
Oh, I saw
You've
Samarog in real life
you've not
yesterday.
seen a Samarog in real life? I see it every time I go to
Anyways,
Subway.
I mean, I see it every morning when I look in the
Looks
mirror,
like they had a
but...
DC there.
Yeah, I do want to mention the Soul Beast there. I don't know if you've seen a lot of Soul Beasts, but the stand share is really big on Samarog, especially with during the splits. Anyways,
Well,
Right.
it is a longer cooldown now, though. I think the benefit of it is not as powerful as you might think.
Moving
longer
onwards...
cooldown-
Oh,
Makes it
yeah, the
pretty
longer cooldown
rough
is true.
sometimes. Especially in faster kills. Really
moving
fast.
onwards, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. 4 minutes, 10 seconds, rank number 12. Tried and tested strategies. Congratulations, very good kill. Beautiful stuff. We're gonna watch your POV that has no less than 4 Daredevils. So I'm gonna make exactly the same joke as earlier. Once you've opened the door, you should relog.
Wait, that wasn't a DC, that was the Hollow leaving it 5% to
Keeping
save
the
their
instance?
instance.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I love it.
Yeah.
This kill has to be a highlight of this session. Oh my god.
We got 2 warriors. They're not sharing banners. Which come on.
Ooh, yeah, they should.
Share my banners. Share
They
my
are
banners.
sharing. They are sharing banners.
Oh, I can't look. My eyes are blind.
Yeah, they are sharing banner. The warrior POV we're seeing only has discipline.
I literally didn't look at the first utility. I was assuming that was the one you're supposed to. Never mind. These are correct. I'm blind. Please ignore me.
You're good, bro. You're good.
Which team is this? Sorry.
Tried and tested strategies.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's written very small, extremely small font on the screen. But indeed, it is them.
Oh, look. Are they running improv on their Daredevils? They are. Okay. Just checking.
They're not running the 10-man Queen's Chrono or the Herald. They just have a Druid, and I guess the
Firebrand
second
Scrapper.
Firebrand is good for like Fury in that subgroup, unless they took Storm Spirit,
think
which
it's
I don't think would be
interesting-
permanent.
I think it's interesting seeing this warrior not run main hand mace or hammer. By the way, any hammer lovers? Just saying. Okay, continue on.
No. Yeah, they're also not taking Outrage. They took Signet of Might instead.
Well,
so
they-
the Berserker extension is not quite as good, but maybe it lines up better for them.
They have an offhand shield, so they did bring some CC. They have Wild Blow, they have Headbutt.
Yeah, the
The
benefit
main-hand
of
mace is
Shield
probably
is
just not
that
needed.
Shield can be better than Mace offhand if you have it up for every single break bar, because the cooldown's a bit shorter. You could also, it does get enhanced from Parasigils, and so does Headbutt, so you could benefit from that.
Does offhand shield and warrior have a finisher?
Yeah.
What's the
It-
finisher?
Leap?
It's a leap, I
Push?
think.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, leap and a
Like
lightning.
it would work on the
is
road
phased.
and whatnot. Yeah.
And they have a scrapper.
Yeah, they have a
Lightning
Scrapper, so Hammer 5 is a lightning field.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't even
Um,
mentioned this strategy yet, but like we see this, some groups have done it, some groups haven't. They GG'd at 10% to skip the break bar, because even if your CC is extremely min-maxed, like he's still gonna be like invulnerable for about 3 seconds. So just losing that time is not really worth it at 10%,
Yeah.
or even 20% if you're really being aggressive.
All right.
So we have another Reaper.
Yeah.
And another
that
double warrior.
But we don't have a
And-
POV for it, sadly.
The thing about the Reaper here, and it could be similar to the old Reaper, but this one they brought specifically to bring more unique conditions to enhance the damage from their Daredevils.
But maybe
So
the
it's kind of
Daredevil
a
should be there to enhance
Utility
those Reapers.
Reaper, lads. Utility Reaper. That's what it was. Congratulations once again to Something Sensible. Sen, rank 11, 3 minutes 52 seconds. We're in the sub 4 minutes realm. Congratulations once again, and we're gonna watch you.
Yeah, again, really digging this group. For just thinking about those minor things that are still impactful.
I mean, that's what Gears 2 is all about. Like, it's
They
not
all-
just bring damage, it's actually bring brain.
They
Damage.
also, yeah, Asherlicious, I was gonna get there too. They also brought the Reaper for the splits. The Greatsword 5 they used to help pull Rig'em out quicker, so they could DP it, kill him right away after killing Goldem.
will say watching this Soul Beast POV is very bringing back bad memories. So I remember grinding.
Why would you say that? That is mean. Bad memories, you day?
Well, Craw, it's about to get worse when you see that the poor Soul Beast got Golden Fixate, so they have no flank the entire split.
Yeah, I am. For reference, I went back in the day when I grinded Samarog. I was on the old marksmanship build when that was the only thing you could run. This is such a painful boss. That was Thiefers too, so you still have the flank. Oh gosh. Something interesting. Obviously, good to note. One wolf pack. Now, back in the day, I think it's still the case. If you press one wolf pack during the splits, that's probably the highest damage single skill, just alone. But the problem is the high cooldown makes it a lot less useful than it used to be. So.
And it was also it's an enhanced cooldown now too, so it's an extra 20 seconds, which really kind of sucks.
Enhanced, he says.
Enhanced cooldown, not increased. It's enhanced. Okay. Although nice use of the F3 or F2 to like dash over to Goldem, so he doesn't have some weird movements and stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just glad they're taking Gizal for the CC and not being greedy with the Moa.
Yeah, because who would play Soul Beast and be greedy and not CC?
Yeah.
I would. I would, 100%. Try and stop me, bro. Try and stop me.
I guess they do only have one chrono, and they don't have a...
So,
yeah.
This is also the first time we've seen someone sacrifice their 20% fixate as well. So they GG'd and skipped both the 20% and the 10% fixates, and didn't break either of those bars. Which we might see more of as we get higher up.
Moving onwards, rank 10. Caudecus Ministry CM giving us, I believe as well, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. I believe that was a tied run. Double Warrior for Daredevils. This is almost the same comp as the one we saw earlier, but we already know that the kill is going to be different, which is why we're...
And is it
what? CM POV. Boom. Okay, we need to double speed that.
So we're getting the 10-man or woman, the 10-person quickness chrono POV here, which was semi-recently nerfed. Back in May, there was a nerf to Time Warp as well as the quickness trait Seize the Moment. So this build had to get a little bit less greedy and a little bit more PMA with its boon duration.
And Scepter Greatsword, and yeah.
But it's assisted by the fact that they have a Herald, so when the Herald is in Glint, if they have their, I think it's called True Nature, their F2 facet on, it gives everyone 20% increased boon duration. So that obviously is going to help out the...
That boon duration even goes above 100% technically. I don't know if they're making use of that, but yeah. Pretty insane.
Pretty dope.
You also get a lot of...
Daredevil stack. Funny enough, like, there was a bit of a race between guilds for Samarog records, and it was bouncing between Daredevil and Warrior and whatnot. At this point, I think Warrior is better, not just because I like it, but because it has this self-generated quickness.
Everybody, please.
Not. And since they nerfed 10-man quickness chrono, quickness might be a little bit less perfect. Which who knows what's better, but like it just might feel better to have better quickness, you know?
It does also have self-generated might, which Daredevil does not.
Yep.
It's only better until they buff Daredevil, like 50 power, and it's over for you Warrior players.
Well, yeah. I mean, Daredevil has not been, like, changed much in a very long time. It's, like, one of the most balanced builds, in my opinion.
Daredevil would be one of the classes I would tell, like, a semi-new raider. It'd be on the list of, like, hey, here's a power DPS class you should pick up, because you can play it pretty much everywhere.
You heard it here first. Every class should be balanced around Power Daredevil, because it's the most balanced. Simple as that. If it does more damage to Power Daredevil, it's too much.
Well, the only thing imbalanced about it is that some fights have Mega Bombs, some fights...
Stuck in my throat there, guys.
Dead.
Don't you say that, Craw. We don't need more people thinking that.
Everything is fixed. We're back onto the presentation. And we congratulate Quitical Fail for position number 8, 3 minutes and 46 seconds. That's beautiful. I believe that's, once again, an ex-equo. I'm not sure 100%, but we will have a look at that. 5 Daredevils. They added an extra, and they got extra seconds shaved off their speed kill time. Let's watch that PU.
Daredevils are pretty awesome. Probably my favorite class in the game.
It's also you just said Revenant was your favorite.
Every class is your favorite at this point, and you need to stop.
There's a lot of good ones, yeah. It's one thing I actually don't know the first team who implemented it in the rating league so far today, but what Daredevil can do also is at 30% after the split phase, he kind of like stays in his little bubble spot and does his ranged boop. Daredevils can take pistol on swap to range that down and get him to instantly jump into the brick bar without having to just kind of AFK and wait.
I like standing there waiting for the bosses to finish their RP. It's my favorite part of raiding.
Like, once again, these are bosses that have high RP content. Like, not all bosses are this way.
I also don't know if the other Daredevil comps have been doing this or not. I honestly haven't paid attention to this specifically, but they are bringing Pitfall here to help a lot with the CC, which is just kind of like a... I wouldn't say free CC, but it's, you know, a low loss CC
you lose
skill.
A lot of... Yeah, you have to gain that precision back in some way.
Luckily, they're in a with the spotter with the Soul Beast.
Yeah, you can see the spotter, but I think they still have to gain some precision back.
They do, yeah.
It's a little bit, but if you have spotter, it's not a huge loss. If you don't have spotter, then you gotta make some significant gear changes. It makes it kind of unfortunate. But
about Daredevil is that also an interesting point is that it needs some serious Scholar more than other classes because it has a whole bunch of traits that increase crit with Scholar, increase crit damage with Scholar. Also flanking, increased crit damage with flanking. So and also obviously exposed weakness, increased damage with number of condies on the boss. The only thing it doesn't have is number of boons on the player, which is something Deadeye has. So.
Wow. Pushing forward.
They're the 20% break bar, which is nice.
I mean that's true speed kill.
So they had the Renegade GG 20% because Alacrity.
Doesn't matter as much that late in the fight, and for Daredevil in general, I guess. Yeah.
Just like we were saying, we are looking at an Executor at position 8 as well. We have Lonely Raiders in your area.
This is the kill I am most looking forward to, because it's gonna go back to a comment that was in chat at the very beginning, and it's Power End sucks. This is a Power End stack, and I am so excited to watch this.
Wait, someone in chat said Power End sucks?
Someone
I'm pretty sure I said Power End sucks.
DX said Power End sucks on stream. Skinny said it in chat. I'm gonna call him out right now because Power End stack got them a top 10 time.
Okay, guys. Soviet Russia called. They want their team comp back. That's too much red. Okay, I do not vibe with this, but we're gonna look at it nonetheless because we don't have a choice. And Isa will smack me if I don't.
This is almost the perfect comp. We're just missing.
Yeah, the perfect comp. There you go. They're already overhyping it.
We're missing 4 more Rens. That's the problem.
did say
we're missing 4 Rens. Oh my god! The only thing that's salvageable is the anime PFP. Okay, that's the only salvageable thing.
But look at these subgroups. You could not have a more perfect setup than this.
Wonder if they're running Vindication or if they're still running Lasting Legacy on this boss.
That looked like a Lasting Legacy F3. Or not, it looked like a non-Vindication.
Oh, okay. I don't know if Vindication's worth it anymore. Well, the reason you run LL is for more damage, Evo. If you're only talking about Righteous Rebel, which is the Alacrity trait, LL is 5% more damage. Yeah. So it's either Vindication or LL they're probably bringing. Yeah, once you get a certain number of Rens, you actually can just not bring any RR at all. You can actually keep a perma Alacrity with a certain number of Rens.
But they would have to organize subgroups into 2 5-man subgroups that way, though. I think.
Yeah.
I don't might work. It's just a bit RNG.
It would be a bit RNG because like you can see right now, even right now, they're only at 91%. So if you went full RNG rather than having 2 people with RR giving it 10-man, you'd probably have at least 1 poor soul at like 60%.
Yeah, they are getting extra boon duration from the Herald, so don't forget about that too. So.
Yeah, so their RRs are probably only pushing in Kala, if I had to guess. They had 1 RR, they said.
Yeah, 1 RR. Makes sense. I wonder, were they running full boon duration as well?
We're watching them right now, actually.
Is this the RR? Oh. No, they aren't. This is the LL because you look at the size of the circle, their RR is a different person.
They are standing in
all
the
of them
spikes.
are just pushing F4.
The fuck is wrong with them?
Oh, wait, they got corrected. They had... Oh, no, they didn't get corrected.
1
They're
RR
0 boon duration.
Here. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, it is in-speed chrono, so they're getting extension from that. You can't see, but the chrono could have shield, technically.
I'm really sad they made that that's such a powerful trait, because in Swift Termination is also really powerful. And under 50% HP, the boss takes more damage with Swift Termination, but they have to run DoD because it's just so much better, which is the Life Steal trait.
Hey, Dance of Death got nerfed. Or Battle Scars got nerfed, I guess.
Okay.
I actually small-brained and forgot to change the background. Jesus. But this is a nice transition to talk about Legendary Inside. Congratulations to them for getting rank number 6. 3 minutes and 43 seconds is an impressive feat. And that's the same comp as one we saw earlier. That 5
We're back to the
glances at me. Yeah,
we're back to the
powerful
boring comp.
Daredevil.
What?
It's not boring. It's just been done because it's good. And so because we've already seen the comp, I just want to say good job to LI again because I think they've really increased their
the 4K
their ranking in prowess this split.
Yeah, they're tied with another team. That's the reason why we go from 8th to 6th.
I got the Warren precast though. Insane.
Okay, there is one thing I don't understand. That person plays in 4K, but that FPS sub 30. Decisions have to be made. I would play 1080p.
Sometimes you gotta make sacrifices for a pretty looking game.
Do they not CC the first? Is the warrior gonna CC every other bar? Oh, they only have offhand mace. Okay. Interesting. I'm just I know Wild. So interesting enough for those who are, I don't know if we had the POV with just Wild Blow with the double banners. Sometimes it's worth it on Samarog if you can get the perfect extension timings to actually run Wild Blow over the Signet on Warrior, because having longer Berserk timings in the phases means that you're you actually do more damage. The Signet's not enough.
I'm also pretty sure that they skill clicked their banners at the end of the split phase.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with skill clicking. Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, dude. What else are you gonna? Or your fingers gonna do?
Exactly.
They indeed skill click that.
Reach? Are you fucking kidding me?
They are. They're click and dragging those banners. I love it.
So it's true gaming.
You know, if they're not doing anything anyway, there's nothing wrong with it. All right. They're bored to death.
They're bored to death. I mean, yeah, it is Warrior. Obviously, they're gonna be bored to death.
Whoa! Are we gonna start seeing the fight between Isa and the Axon?
Kinda true.
There's a reason you'll never see me play Warrior.
They're GGing at 20% and at 10%. That's interesting to see. Once again, speeding up everything they can.
It cuts out a good. If you GG both of those, you're cutting out probably 3 to 5 seconds, depending on your break bar speed.
And same time as them was Kormir representing in. We've already done a shout out for them, they don't need a second one. But what we should shout them out for is the Triple Warrior. Happy the accent noises. The action comfy emote should be spammed in the chat. Let's watch a POV, shall we?
Yeah, the 2 Dragon Hunters.
Yep, I agree.
It used to be back in the day, a long time ago, Dragon Hunter was seen as the best class in this boss. Now, it was still Daredevil back in the day, but people didn't realize it until a while later because nobody could play it. And back in the day. Now we're seeing Dragon Hunters again, which is really interesting. I haven't seen these on this boss in a long time as a speed comp. That's neat.
I'm kind of sad they're not running Fear My Wrath just to help with the quickness, but, you know, I guess Dragon's Maw is something.
Strong CC, I guess.
It's very weak CC.
Well, it's 150 CC on a pretty long cooldown, but...
Shh! I'm trying to make them feel better! Guys, I'm trying to make them feel better right there, please!
Listen, they don't have feelings, they still need to activate their windows, it's okay.
What the...
Oh shit, true?! I didn't even see it! Oh my god!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, now I can't unsee it! Oh my god.
Yeah, I do want to mention my favorite class in the game here, Herald. Definitely one of the best classes to play in the game.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even looking at it and you're still shouting it out. Jesus.
A little someone in this channel was featured in a 30-minute long Boon Herald video over on Mighty Teapot's YouTube channel. So,
damn.
Go check it out if you're curious.
Who was that? I guess. Who?
It was you. It was you.
Yeah, 30-minute Samarog?
No,
not a 30-minute Samarog. It's just a 30-minute video of Boon Herald and how strong it is.
Wait, wait, what was this video? Wait, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll link it to you after this.
He wasn't told about it and still was featured in the video. Oh my god.
No, I'm kidding.
Sue,
I'm kidding.
Sue for copyright. Sue him. He has money. Go for it.
I was so confused.
All right. Let's move on to the next team, shall we? Congratulations to Wonderful Ideas, Poor Execution, rank number 5. They're still in silver, so we're gonna see a little bit of a jump for the times in the gold tier. 3 minutes and 39 seconds. That's a very balanced team comp, if I must say. There's 4 Daredevils, the double scrapper, I like it. Obviously a Soul Beast. What? Leaks what? How the fuck did I leak something?
I
What?
looked away for 3 seconds.
Nani?
What did he leak, chat?
Oh, the log. Ooh, it's people. Boom! That got leaked.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
the log is wrong.
god! It's fine, lads. We'll pretend we didn't see anything, and we're gonna look instead at the screen. Wonderful Ideas, Poor Execution, a wunderbar kill. Let's look at it.
I'm glad to see that they pushed the double scrapper and not ran a 10-man quickness chrono, even though, like, there's nothing wrong with 10-man quickness chrono. Just that there's more than one option out there. Kind of the same thing I liked with the last comp, is that they didn't class stack, and it still got a good kill.
This group must have heard when I told DP back in the day that double scrap. No, I didn't tell DP. I think it was PB. When that double scrapper is definitely the comp here. I think. It's a lot of CC and it's a lot of lightning fields and it's a lot of damage. I'm also self heal as well.
I want to know, whoever this Soul Beast is, are you okay? Because you were forced to bring Sun Spirit into a comp that did not have any Condi classes on it. How's your mental stability? Are you okay?
It probably is a DPS increase.
Spirit's pretty good.
It is a DPS increase for the group, probably. It also gives consistent burning which is another Condi for those Daredevils.
Yes, the Sun Spirit, for the question in chat, Sun Spirit's probably burning for the Daredevils as well. It actually has a lot of damage regardless, even without like a whole bunch of modifiers. Burning is one of the highest damage Condis, well, scaling at least. I feel
he's also using one wolf pack on splits to make the splits faster, which is nice to see. A unique use of one wolf pack that's a little bit unconventional, I would think.
You say unconventional, but old records used it. I did it.
Unconventional these days.
Okay, you're right. But still,
I mean, it is
Not necessarily unconventional. It's
good.
just so many people care about their boss damage, right? They're just like, I want to be top on the log. I want to be top on the log. I want to look good on stream. But no, like,
that's
damage
not
on
what makes
splits
the
matters
fastest run,
just
yeah.
as much, right?
Just filter your arc by total damage done.
I'll hit the spears. I'll be top damage with surging heavy.
Alright, so it was teased, it was leaked. Congratulations to Practice is Overrated People Boom. Rank number 4, gold rating.
Also double
3
scrapper.
minutes and 33 seconds. Triple
Also
Daredevil,
double warrior.
Double
That's,
scrapper, double warrior.
I guess we're all gonna agree
true.
that this is the best
All
comp
good.
so far. This looks good. I like this.
Got the Herald, got the double.
Alright, let's have a look at what they
I'm
did.
just glad that it's not Scourge. Clap, clap.
That was a free jab, but I liked it nonetheless.
I like the little title here. Nice framework of what we're about to watch.
I love the fact that they set up their arc DPS to show themselves above everyone else, because this way, even if you're bad, you're still on top. I like
Yeah,
it.
Anchoron, come on, man. That's just an awkward thing to look at.
So my headset died for a second, but I do want to mention that someone asked in chat, do scrappers get run a bit less BD? So scrappers run very little extra boon duration anyway in current patch. I imagine with the Herald, you don't need to run any diviners at all. You could probably run full berserker and be fine on scrapper in this fight.
Probably just need the concentrations.
You don't need the concentration, I imagine. Do you run concentration sigil?
Think you do.
You must, right? I had to look. You're probably right. I think you might have to run that.
Chat, Chloe in chat, who is one of the scrappers in this kill that we're watching right now, said that she had 31%.
Yeah, I think that's with the conch sigil.
Which
Like
would
overkill
mean
to me.
that would be overkill, because then you're essentially going to be operating at 51% for part of the fight. I guess you don't. Well, the 20% from Herald is not permanent, so
It also has boon extension when you actually use the active. I don't know if that's
only for 5 people though.
Oh, Drunken Quaggans doesn't check.
It's
Yeah,
it's
39
bugged in, and it only works for 5. The active. It's the only facet active that does not like continue operating for 10 people.
Yeah, if you're curious, by the way, the normal build, I'm on my scrap right now because I've looked up. I had to check. Let me just adjust my build real quick. I'll find out what the actual boon duration is normally for a scrapper. And probably, I think you're running lower than it, which is good. Yeah, I'm at
Ram for
43%.
CC. Oh boy. That's beautiful.
But you do run Conch Sigil. So that's probably full Berserker Conch Sigil, I think.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that it probably wasn't intentional that Anchoron Daredevil got that 10% break
real
bar.
training.
DX, are you okay?
He is silent because he's
I'm
busy
okay. I just,
enjoying this sight.
Is someone in Calamity in chat? Did you guys actually run double rev? I guess we're gonna see in the POV. Yeah.
Wow, he's not even looking at the warriors, he looks at the double revs, and we're gonna have a look at the POV, just like you will.
I'm pretty sure it's a heralds, but I
In the
think
log
it's
full
wrong.
rev.
I think the log is also wrong,
Okay.
but I haven't watched the POV.
Well then, shall we?
Leader
Maybe
said
I'm
there's a
wrong.
herald missing there.
Yeah, it's a herald.
No, it
It's
is
a herald.
double.
Okay.
Is it?
It's
Oh,
a
yeah, it
herald.
is.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so back in the day, double Ren used to be like the thing people ran because they ran on Slothsard, then we ran on Samarog. But people learned that Herald was just better for a variety of reasons. And obviously, it's the Herald POV.
Yeah, I wonder who made herald popular on Samarog.
I wonder who made double Ren popular.
Damn,
on
we're
Samarog.
really not humble in this stream, are we? Holy
We're
crap.
not humble
I
whatsoever.
wonder who made double Sack a thing. Oh, me. God. Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
Wait,
Jeez.
hold on. I just noticed this chat cover too. Chat cover gold.
Yeah, chat cover
Absolutely
gold.
love it.
Absolutely gold.
Cody, I'll give you a hint. You raid with them.
Yeah, but everyone
me,
raises everyone
yeah.
on NA.
Was it Ryan?
Pretty sure Ryan uninstalled the game.
Ryan didn't. He had a lovely little solo recently.
Thing is, Herald caught on like wildfire. Like once it started to get played, it got played everywhere.
Well, because
Yeah,
for half
hold
the
on.
rotation, you're just auto-attacking and then pushing too.
I was
Yeah.
honestly surprised that
Well, just
when double
cozy.
Ren started becoming more common, because it first being common on Sloth, then we did on Samarog. I was surprised that didn't catch on, but once Herald caught on, it caught on like I thought double Ren would. Because double it's spreading AP to the entire group is just good. Getting
I
double
wanted
AP,
double
it's
Ren.
almost
I was so excited after the original May balance patch. Made Power Ren like actually a strong DPS class, and double Power RR was a very viable option. And then they nerfed it.
I like how this is the first
I was
comp we've
mad.
seen run actually all warriors, and we didn't even talk about it. We talked about Rev the whole time.
I mean,
But,
because nobody cares. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen,
turns out having
let
good
us
boons
not
is nice.
spread discord among us. Instead, we shall look at the wholesome display of skill that 17 Elitists did. Rank number 2, 3 minutes 18 seconds. We're not sub 3 minutes, as someone hoped in the chat, but still, a very clean kill is what I expect from them. They do be slacking, however. I'm used to them being number 1, but let's have a look at it.
Sub 3 minutes is
Well, to be fair, grinding
Ooh.
Samarog is kind of hell. He likes to
True.
bug out a lot. Like he'll skip his break bars, he'll roleplay and not go to his split right away. I believe during our grind, like 30 minutes was just wasted pulls. because-
I will say this week between these two bosses, because I actually really don't like Gorseval either. I think it's just a pretty boring boss in general. This
Yeah.
week was I almost quit midweek. I was like, this is not fun
yeah, I
whatsoever.
almost told you to quit.
Someone challenged me one
Was that
time.
Oh my god!
Yeah, someone challenged me one time to write up like I think it was 20 bugs that Samarog had, and I was able to do it in like 3 minutes. It's so easy. There's so many bugs in this fight. It's actually kind of insane. People thought that KC and Zero were the worst. Samarog is by far the worst.
Yeah, I would have gone for Zera, actually, because Zera is a
you-
meme.
Are you sure, Craw? Let me introduce you to my friend Kadim the Peerless.
Kadim the Peerless is pretty buggy, but nowhere near Samarog. Kadim the Peerless is about as buggy as like Zera.
Oh man, it's just
Nothing comes close to Samarog because basically every time he does an attack, every time he does a mechanic, there's probably a bug for that. And in fact, that is almost the case. I don't think I know one mechanic on Samarog that doesn't have a bug to it. Maybe the spears? No, sometimes the spears don't damage you at all. Never
Yeah.
mind. There's something. I said KC. It's more buggy than KC.
I mean,
for real though.
I don't know what like you're seeing the pistol part for that Jackson mentioned earlier. While Samarog is back
I think
in his
they're
little
about to
hole.
lose a gamer that they didn't want to lose in this phase. Looking at the log, it looks like they have 3 deaths. I can't even see it.
They GG20, and then GG10, and then there was a death at the very end,
Okay.
like right
That
before
reminds
the.
me. Oh,
Finally, we
Yeah.
get to them, lads. Downstate
Yeah.
Cucks. They
Was-
did get the win. Ranked number 1, 3 minutes and 15 seconds, 3 seconds faster than the number 2 contenders. Once a beautiful run. The copy pasta is in the chat again. I won't read it this time around. But we can marvel at the sight of that 6-warrior run. You can truly feel the influence of Mr. Jackson, who will now be doing
Well, I mean,
us
to be
an
fair, we
intro.
did just take the record comp and strategy, right? Like, we didn't do anything super unique. I do think Warrior's better than Daredevil, even though I don't think that's why our kill is necessarily better than 17's, or faster, I should say.
You know?
yeah. Maybe you can ask this question for me. Why aren't you guys running hammers on any of the words? I hear it's more CC.
It takes too long to cast. And it's not going to be up for every break bar.
I hate, man. Nope. I'm just kidding.
We're gonna go a little bit less fast.
But yeah, I don't know. I
than
just think
before.
Warrior is superior just because of like the self-might gen, the self-quickness gen, and obviously the CC still works out. The DPS is still ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot that Warrior brings, and also splitting banners, just like in general, is also a good thing too. I imagine you guys split banners, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
yeah. Typically, like, there's diminishing returns after 2 stack Warrior, right? I think double stack Warrior is really, really good on fights because you can take banners, but then the rest of us just have like Signet of Might, you know. At the start, we're running some Bulls charged until we started to math out the break bars a little bit better.
Yeah, and you can watch the break bars melt. It's important on Samarog. I mentioned this during the main month, but some groups map out their entire break bar. Did you actually have like a spreadsheet showing every single break bar and what
Yep.
people were using on it?
Yep.
Exactly, yeah. And so that's like the level like that people get to CC this boss. 'Cause it's almost all of your time, not all of it, but a lot of your metric ass ton of your time saving is CC bars. Like breaking them as fast as possible. It's not exactly how much damage you do. That's why Warrior really stands out in this fight, because it brings a lot of CC. It brings a lot of other things that allows other classes to bring more CC. It gains some DPS from CCing, especially if you're running Wild Blood to extend your Zerk. There's just so much that Warrior can do for itself here that brings it above, maybe above Daredevil. Not necessarily. They're really close, because Mag Bomb is very close, right? The difference with Daredevil is you have to bring a lot of more supportive classes that Warrior doesn't necessarily need.
Mythic yellow barring. Yellow barring what? The other yellow bars?
It's the green bars you should be looking at. The green people getting green barred.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised by how much damage Soul Beast does here. I mean, he's not taking one Wolfpack share. He's actually just oppressive superiority.
Oh yeah, man. Well,
It
that
makes
helps
sense
his
because-
damage a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you're also running Warriors. You're not gonna get. You don't get as much value from Shadow.
Yeah, you'd have to time up your Axe 5s. We did experiment a little bit with it, but
Alright, lads, that was a beautiful run, I must say. That was truly impressive as display of skill. I guess Downstate Cucks is the new all-star team, having members, well, 2 members from the cast, members from Snowcrows, all of that. So it's truly the future of gaming on the channel. Gotta love that.
I have a lot of friends in Win. Does that count?
Alright, once again, I have to, like, leave a little bit of a modification to this leaderboard. Practice is overrated. People Boom is once again in gold and not in silver. It's just the color that is wrong. They are indeed in gold, and they're doing very well, and we need to congratulate them for that. It's okay, Ever. Colors can be wrong. It's just fine. Once again, I want to congratulate everybody, especially if you look at it, just like Isa said earlier, we have a lot of people that are in that high silver tier, you know, like inching away from gold. These are very impressive runs that we looked at, and truly awesome teams that might just make it into gold in the near future. Moving onwards, we have the summary of the Season 2 Round 2 points. So we have the Downstate Cucks taking both top spots and landing a perfect 200 points, 17 Elitists being right behind them, and Legendary Inside and Calamity fighting for that sweet 3rd place. Calamity does take it in the end. And I guess this is it. You know, this is pretty much what we can say about that. If I'm not mistaken, there was
Hang on,
a little
Sam.
bit of
We've
a,
got one
a
more
special.
thing.
Yeah, a little bit of special right there. An admin message before that, however. So, thank you for your patience with DPS report and bot server having gone down midweek. New reminder for next month will go out to remind people to turn off wingman. So yeah, that's good. And we will be having a look at the special in a few seconds. Let's get going. If someone wants to introduce it, otherwise I'm going to be reading what's up. The silence amongst the casting team forces me to take action in this situation. Alright, so everyone, MCA, my chaotic asylum, has done some awesome stuff. A new world record on a glitchless run at Vale Guardian. That is big, that is huge. They are indeed Raid League participants from seasons past. They are our alumni, if you may. Let's watch
Alumni?
that awesome... that's Latin.
He's French, you heavy pig.
No, but that's Latin! You don't say I in Latin! Oh boy! Americans trying to American my old languages! Don't do this. Guys, don't do this at home. Anyways, we move onwards and we watch that dope POV. Boom!
So this, I think they're going to be posting this on Reddit after the stream. They said, but this is the first view, and yeah, Kraz, you were about to say it. Yeah, it's Virtue's DH.
Longbow Dragon Hunter. Longbow.
Virtue's Longbow DH with a Focus 5 precast and a Trap precast.
Like, yeah, understandably so, but like, oh god, the pre-trap is cringe.
And food swapping. There's so much that goes into this.
They also dropped a Druid for a Might Tempest, which is pretty big.
Interesting to know about VG, for those who don't know, the blue circles that spawn teleport injured, those can actually be blocked, I believe, with Aegis.
Yep.
And so that'll actually strip their Aegis constantly on Virtues, so they have to upkeep that somehow. I have no idea how I'm looking.
Well, no. But if you have Aegis, the blues won't spawn.
Oh, I thought it was the Aegis. Does not
They specifically assigned people that were in charge of blocking. If you see everybody will be able to see it. I was reading through some of the video descriptions, but they have people that were specifically assigned to use their F3 to block the second blues or the third blues or whatever. So they mapped it out perfect.
So they missed the first set there, but they got the rest. It looks like it's really weird seeing Virtue's Dragon Hunter on VG. It's not. I don't think people thought it could be run here for a while because it's really hard to upkeep the Aegis. One thing about VG is interesting is how you split. It's kind of like Gorse in a way. I wasn't watching too closely at Gorse, but there's different ways to split. And the fast way to split's always a 3-man split, but it can be really hard sometimes to keep up the damage. But I think they're not blocking the first set of blues on purpose. I think it's starting with Longbow. You can also sit center here in VG. There's a secret in the middle, but you can kill it, which they definitely do.
So yeah, congratulations to MCA for that awesome display of skill. They do take the world record. It is with great honor that we're the very first place this POV has been shown. So thanks again to my CA for this. MCA, why my CA? See, that's the influence of the ugly Americans. I'm putting eyes where there shouldn't be.
My CA, my Chaotic Asylum. You were...
Thank you for saving me, Mr. American.
American could be Canadian.
Listen, you're outnumbered. You've got three North Americans here.
Canada is budget France.
I am American.
And on these words, I will peace out. Thank you, lads. No, just kidding. So yeah, thank you everybody for having watched the stream once again. You should know that these are the next times we will see each other. So there is a new grind week that has been announced. Prior to this, you will have a boss draw, which is going to be done by Evo on this very channel. And on November 21st, there will be the usual stream in which we'll review the POVs just like we did today. So make sure to tune in for that. With all this said and done, I believe it is now time for this channel to host another channel. So, Evokron, unless I have forgotten something, I guess it is time to ask people to give some suggestions in the chat.
We already know who we're hosting. I think Evo put it.
Yeah, Evo
put it in our channel.
Alrighty, it's just that, you know, I am a little bit slow in my head, and actually I can't launch the host myself, so it's Evo who's gonna have to do it. So yeah, peepoo bye everyone. Thank you once again for having watched the stream, and we will catch you guys in the next one.